All right, we are back on NorCalCarters.com. Just hitting the track is the LO206 Masters class. That class is brought to you by Cole Nelson Racing. Give me a moment while I bring up my laps and switch to different microphones. Nash Motorsports, LO206 Junior to the grid. Currently on track, we have the Cole Nelson Racing Masters 206 class. Your pole sitter is Brandon Walsh. Off pole, Curtis Morty. These two are going to bring them down the front row for the start. You good?
Yeah. All right. You want me to broadcast that? Yeah. All right, green flag out by Phil Hand. We're going to have a lot of driving down into turn one. Looks like, oh, we got a cart on top of another cart. Not now. They're going to keep going. Everybody's going to make it through. Some people, I'm going to say Boer took the short end of that. Not sure. He's got his leg up looking at something going on. All right, here we go. We got screwed. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I say. It's hard to watch from here. I think we should video those afterwards. All right, here they come onto the front straightaway. I'm going to say, I think it's Brandon Walsh out in the lead, followed by Boer. I'm going to have to check on which Boer it is. Paul Boer, followed by the 341. Brian Gallagher is going to be fourth. Looks like Josh Velos is going to be fifth. So Brandon Walsh, Paul Boer, Curtis Morte, Brian Gallagher, Josh Velos, that's your top five. So let's see how everything else cycles around through here. I didn't pick up half the field. Brandon Walsh still out with a good lead as he goes through the sweeper back there. And then after that, we're 4 carts deep. Here they come onto the front straightaway. You got Brandon Walsh, Paul Boer, Curtis Morte. Looks like he's trying to move to the inside of Boer, but he's too far back to make a move. Gallagher right there along with Velos. So I can see that those 4 carts are going to pack up, and they're going to play pretty nice to keep up with the 328 of Brandon Walsh. I know we haven't seen a whole lot yet, but Velos going to go purple that time by with a 51.4. About 0.2 faster than the leader, but he's 3 carts back. All right, Brandon Walsh leads him back out onto the front straightaway. He's got about 6 to 7 cart lengths over Boer and Gallagher. So Curtis Morte is going to fall back into the clutches of Velos. Velos all over the back of it as they come down into turn number 1. Everybody shuffling out pretty good. We got some racing everywhere on the track at the moment. All right, that time dive. Brian Gallagher going fast with a 51 flat. So only beats out Brandon Walsh by .001. So everybody running some fast laps. Looks like we got some action over in turn 6. We got a cart around. All right, here comes your top 10. We got Walsh in the lead, followed by Paul Boer, Gallagher in third, Morte, Curtis in fourth, Velos fifth, Penton's going to be sixth, followed by Tyler Hall in seventh. All right, back onto the front straightaway. Brandon Walsh still out with a commanding lead, about 10 cart length as they come through. Looks like Paul Boer might be slowing this whole train up a little bit. Gallagher all over the back bumper of the 380 as they come through. Curtis Morte right there on him. Velos also right there. The 4 of them pushing through. We got some more racing a little bit further back in the pack. So that time by, Douglas Boer is going to go fast with a 50.789, but he's running back in the 11th place. All right, Brandon Walsh through the sweeper back there, through turn 11 on to 12. He's still about 10 cart lengths over the front of Paul Boer. Gallagher running third, and it looks like Veloz just made a pass on Curtis Morte to move up in fourth, but he's a little ways back. He lost about 8 to 10 cart lengths on Gallagher as they come through. So Walsh looking pretty good, but he's losing a little bit here in the infield. All right, 17 laps to go. Walsh still out with the lead as they come off of 8. I'm going to say Gallagher's moving up into the second spot. So Paul Boer has been moved out of the way there. Veloz and Boer, they're doing everything they can to get into turn number 1 together. So Boer asking for some assistance as they come off. So second, third, fourth, and fifth spread out a little bit. A lot of action coming back here with the 340. So we got a lot of action between Curtis Morte, John Penton, Alan Morte, and Formanek, along with Douglas Boer. So they're moving their way up. That's a pretty good pack right there. All right, last time by, Josh Veloz is going to go purple with a 50.4. Let's see if he can make up the distance. So he's looking to try to get around Boer. So right now, it looks like Veloz is going to move into the third spot. So he's going to be in front of Boer and Curtis Morte. Brandon Walsh still out with the lead as they come down into turn number 1. Gallagher about 6 to 8 cart lengths behind. And then 6 to 8 cart lengths behind is Veloz. So Veloz, he's fast right now. Let's see if he can make the most of it. All right, here comes the battle right now. You got the 340 and the 390. There's a couple more in there. They're going by so fast I can't read the numbers. So that's going to be Douglas Boer, Formanek, Clark, and DeRodes. So the 4 of them having quite the battle back here. They're a little far back. That's going to be 8th, 9th, and 10th, and 11th, but they're still having a good battle. All right, Brandon Walsh, it looks like his cart's fading a little bit already. Gallagher's closing the distance. He's closed up about 2 cart lengths since the last run. Below's giving it everything he's got as he comes down. He's trying to make up the difference. Gallagher within about 4 cart lengths as they come through. Below's looks like he's dropping a little bit to Gallagher, and we're going to look and see what happened that time by. So, yeah, Brandon Walsh at 50.6. Gallagher is going to be the fast out of that group with a 50.4. Below's a little off with a 50.8. Don't know if his cart's already going away, but we got a lot of laps left in this. All right, Paul Boer is going to be moved back to 4th. Curtis Morte back to 5th. Jonathan Penton in the 307 is going to be in 6th. So Alan Morte is going to be 7th. Douglas Boer is going to be 8th. Formanek 9th. Jake DeRodes. All right, here they come now onto the front straightaway. Gallagher within about 2 cart lengths as they come on down into turn number 1. Gallagher's going to make the difference up on Walsh. He's right on his bumper as they come off a 3. We're going to have a race up front. Josh Veloz, don't know what's going on there, but he's in front of those 3, but he's not making the time up. Ryan Gallagher's going to go purple with a 50.3, about 4/10 faster than our leader. Junior 206, you're going to be on A grid. Junior 206 is on A grid. All right, we've got us a race for the lead. Let's see who gets that Duffy. Gallagher all over the back of Walsh, a little wide coming off at 12, but he's doing everything he can. He's lost about 3 cart lengths to Walsh as they come down into turn number 1. All right, Veloz looking pretty strong as he leads Boer and Curtis Morte down into turn number 1. Jonathan Penton all by himself in the 307. So So Penton running 6. He's got to find some speed if he wants to catch up with the leaders. Gallagher all over the back of Walsh now as they come through the sweeper into turn 11. Turn 11, Gallagher all over him on 12, coming out on the straightaway. Going to lose a couple of cart lengths. Looks like Gallagher doesn't have the top end cart as they come down into turn number 1. Gallagher looking over his shoulder, not sure why he's doing that. And then the 3-horse pack comes through turn number 2 and 3. That's going to be Veloz. That's going to be Boer and Curtis Morte. So right now, I'm going to say Alan Morte is going to be catching Penton as they come through turn number 4. So Brian Gallagher still running the faster times. He's faster than the leader right now. So Veloz, Paul Boer, and Curtis Morte running about the same thing as what the leader's running. So let's see what happens. I'm going to say that Veloz lost a spot here. So we're going to have Walsh in the lead by about 5 cart lengths over Gallagher. Boer's going to move in front of Veloz as they come down the front straightaway. Veloz driving a little defensive line as he comes through turn number 1. I think his cart might be getting a little overstuck as he comes off a 3. All right, Alan Morte all over the back of Penton as they come off a 3. We got a good race going there. Couple of other little battles, but everybody's starting to shake out with a handful of cart lengths between them. Still, our race is going to be up front. All right, coming off of turn 8, down into 9 and 10, through the sweeper. Gallagher still all over the back of Walsh as they come through. Gallagher trying to do everything he can to keep up with Walsh. Walsh seems to pull him here on the straightaway. Gallagher is going to lose a couple of cart lengths. Paul Boer tucking for everything he's got coming down into turn number 1. Veloz looking comfortable, but I think his cart's tightened up a little bit on him. So he's going to be in third coming off of turn number 3. Here's another Penton and Alan Morte coming through, having a good run coming through turns 3 and into 4. Gallagher all over the back of Walsh as they come down the hill through 11. I mean, we got a good race coming here. So come on, Gallagher. Get to that back bumper. He's losing a cart length or 2 as he comes off a 12 onto the straightaway. Veloz all over the back of Boer as they come down the front straightaway. Curtis Morte is losing a little bit. Veloz gives him the signal. It's like, dude, let's get going. So here they go. Boer's going to put his head down. Veloz tucking his chin. Here they go. They're coming off a 3, trying to do everything they can to catch those leaders. Alan Morte. Hey, Penton sees he's holding him up a little bit. Alan Morte. Penton's going to wave him by coming off a 3. So Morte's going to be leading Penton. All right, Walsh and Gallagher running about the same times. Gallagher's going to drop about 4 cart lengths as they come onto the front straightaway, this time by Boer, Veloz, and Curtis Morte almost nose to tail. Curtis Morte not enough to get up in the draft, but he's right there as they dive down into turn number 1. Penton all over the back of Alan Morte as they come down into turn 1. These two trying to work together. Penton realized he was a little slower leading, and the two of them seem to be working pretty good now. Let's see if they make up some time anywhere. All right, Brandon Walsh and Curtis Morte right now running 50.4. Gallagher, Boer, and Veloz all running a 6. Gallagher about 6 to 8 cart lengths as they come onto the front straightaway. Paul Boer's right there. He's looking good as he comes down through. Veloz right behind him down into turn number 1. Morte making up the difference as they come down through. Walsh getting a lead over Gallagher, about 8 to 10 kart lengths now as they come off of 4 into 5. Things are starting to stretch out a little bit between the leaders. Veloz tries to make a pass on Boer in 6, doesn't make it stick. All right, leaders, they fly over the top of turn 8. Walsh in the lead. Gallagher following by about 5 kart lengths now. Boer with a little breathing room as Veloz drops back a kart or 2, but Veloz making up the difference in the sweeper and through turn 11. Walsh leads him on to turn number 12. Gallagher, he's starting to tuck now. He's like, where's my speed gone? All right, Paul Boer with about 3 kart lengths over Veloz as we come down into turn number 1. Morte right behind Veloz. They're all going to pack back up as they come through 2 and 3. Pitton and Alan Morte having a race as they come down into turn number 1. Right now, the 340, I'm going to check on that. I'm going to say that's Douglas Boer. He's making up some time on the 2 karts in front of him. He's going to have something for Curtis and Pitton here in a second. I hear Cole Nelson with a little giggle up there. I hear his cackling. He's having fun right now. He's sponsoring this class. And 2 of his karts are out, leading 1-2 as they come down into turn number 1. All right. Paul Boer looking pretty good. About a kart length over Veloz as they come through. Pitton is dropped off of Alan Morte. He's going to fall back. Douglas Boer's making a run on him here as they come off of 3. Boer's within about 5 kart lengths as they duck off into 4. Walsh off of turn number 8. Followed by Gallagher. Gallagher trying to make up the difference in the infield, but he's still about 5 to 6 kart lengths as they go through the sweeper. All right. Paul Boer, he's got his hand full as Veloz is on him as they come off of 12. Veloz trying to catch that draft as they come down into turn number 1. I don't think he's got it. Looks like they're about on the same gear right now, but those 3, we got Boer, you got Veloz, and Curtis Morte running nose to tail as they come through. Alan Morte down into turn number 1. Pitton falling off the pace a little bit. Douglas Boer is going to be all over the back of Pitton now as he comes off of turn number 3. You got the 391 and the 390. They're having a good run as they come through. Everybody's starting to pick up some speed. The 344 looking good coming off of turn number 3. And the 348 coming off of turn number 3. All right. Brandon Walsh out with a commanding lead now, about 15 kart lengths over Gallagher as they come down into turn number 1. Veloz, his kart's coming to him. He just ran a 50.3. He went purple last time by with a 50.2. 2 laps to go. I see Phil Hand over there. He's got the white flag. He's ready to throw it. Walsh off of turn 8, through 9, out of 10, through the sweeper. He's looking pretty good, about 6 to 8 kart lengths still over Gallagher as they come off of turn number 12. We're going to have us a race, though. For some reason, Veloz has dropped off. Curtis Morte's moved up into 4th. Veloz to 5th. Paul Boer all by himself now with about 8 kart lengths over Curtis Morte. White flag is out. Let's see where this goes. Douglas Boer making a move on Pitton. They're side by side into turn 1. They may be back there a little ways, but they're going to give us a show on this last lap. Alrighty. Here comes your leader off of turn 8. Sky high Brandon Walsh. But guess what? Gallagher's closed up the distance. He's about 3 kart lengths as they head into the sweeper. Walsh now 5 karts off. They come onto the lead of the front straightaway. Not going to catch him. We're going to end up with, side-by-side racing. Veloz and Curtis Morte as they come through. All right.
want me to do this one, or you got it?